It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
On the shores of Lake Erie here in the city of rock and roll. Our coverage of the NFL brings us to Huntington Bay Field. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And off we go from Cleveland. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
From the gun, it's Ford. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That was Jermaine Johnson there to make the play. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
That's Tillman. He's got it. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. He's on the move. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Tick, tick, tick. Tick-tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, Watson. Finding Judy. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Connection made to Judy. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, Drew, I love that.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Shotgun snap, a get to Ford. And he gets in, touchdown! The Browns finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
PAT is up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level.
First play, Rodgers letting it rip. And his first offering in the game winds up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Rodgers set to pass. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So now it's going to be third and long.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he was able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Rodgers throwing on third down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3 and out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
So on fourth down, the Jets turn to a fan favorite. It's Thomas Morstead to punt it away. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. That's taken at the 15. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And the Browns will have their work cut out for them on this drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. So it'll be second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Here's a counter give to Chubb. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Brought in right side by Moore. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Play action, it's Watson. Avoids the sack. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So that brings up 2nd down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
2nd down, Watson throwing again. That's to his back, Nick Chubb. On the move, past the 40. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Sticking to the air with Watson. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Sauce Gardner with the INT.
Well, nickel has really become the base defense for so many teams in the league because the passing game has become so prevalent today. It really makes it so much more difficult to find an open throwing lane. It gives defenses a lot more speed on the back end to step in front of passes just like that.
Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
This is reeled in by Wilson. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Conklin brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st down, here comes Hall. Blast through midfield. And he's down all the way to the 30. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
1st and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. Play action with Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to flow toward it, and that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, it's a thing of beauty.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game 7-7. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Browns getting their offense out there. And it's going to be interesting to see, Brock, if they're a little rattled, seeing that interception end up costing them the lead. Things all tied up now.
Okay, maybe a little rattled, but these are pros, and part of that is understanding. Those guys on the other side, they're capable of making plays too. The key now is to go atone for it and get that lead back.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Watson now off play action. Flushed out of the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. That one complete to Njoku. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And the Jets in the dime for this 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Escapes the pocket. He has all day back there. And he's tackled for no gain.
That's a really good job by the defense right there. Doing something I hear all the time in coaches' meetings. I want to keep that quarterback in the box. I want to put a fence around him. Don't want to let him get out and make a big play breaking the pocket.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60+. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And it'll be Jets football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. He'll start this one out with Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's complete to Wilson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They've got a first to begin the fray. That throw finds Conklin. They get 28 out of that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Rodgers here from the gun. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Hall can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Hall's going to try to smash his way in. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. To throw, Rodgers. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets take a second quarter lead. Devontae Adams, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets break that tie and now lead by 7. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Return starts at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Back out now comes the Browns offense. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 3rd down, they'll go with Chubb. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. So now, after the penalty, it's 1st and 15. Throwing is Watson. He's on the move. He can run it. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Second and 3 now. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's going to push one deep down the right. Oh, and he can't follow through. He had the deep shot for a moment, Brock, but he bobbled it and drops it.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity for the offense and a sigh of relief for the defense. Now you got to adjust a little bit, get some extra help on the back end of your defense to take those shots away.
Chubb going for the marker. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Ford running to the right. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
A give to Chubb, running left. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
3rd and short, it's Watson. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 6 now. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Ford. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Working from the gun, Watson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. This 42 yards from the right hash. Carlson's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Xavier Gibson now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 28. Caught for big yards on the right side. Touchdown, New York! The Jets now lead by 10. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Zerline on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets drive their lead to 11. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Ford on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They begin the drive with Chubb. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. That was Jermaine Johnson there to make the play. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
He's got Njoku on the sideline, caught. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. That's Tillman. He's got it. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Cleveland. The Browns with the football. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Got a man. It's Njoku. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Sticking to the air with Watson. And a man is there to knock that away. Tried getting it to Jerry Jeudy. And it sets up 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
2nd down, Watson throwing again. Finds Jeudy near the sideline. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing now from the gun. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And 4th and 4 coming up.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Carlson's kick is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Gibson now to return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. New York taking over once again, the offense heading out. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Rodgers. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now Rodgers. This is reeled in by Wilson. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Malachi Corley reels it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Again, Rodgers. He's on the move. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Rodgers to throw. Cut near the goal line. He has the New York touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Zerline on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets lead by 15 now.
Browns 13.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Ford on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. So at the end of 2, the Jets really playing road warriors here. They've got the lead. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. Wangu now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. 4 of them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
2nd and 10 now. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they bring him down around the 34. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Hall running between the tackles. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
1st down throw by Rodgers. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. This will be caught by Adams. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Third and 4 coming up now. Rodgers here from the gun. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. He was looking Malachi Corley's way there. And 4th and 4 coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So the Jets are going to try a field goal on 4th down. Greg Zuerlein headed out. This is going to be a 32-yarder from the left hash. Bass's kick is good. And it's a 3-score game now, an 18-point lead.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. First and 10 now from the 30. Play action, it's Watson. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled, well, for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
All right, here we go. Second down. Shotgun snap, a gift to Ford. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Watson. On the move, headed right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Watson on 1st and 10. Able to get it to Moore. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 48. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and that gives the Browns a first.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Watson now off play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd and 3 now. Chubb on the give, headed left. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Running it after the penalty. Broke through the tackle. His foray up the middle, and that's about 3. Quincy Williams making the tackle. Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Working from the gun, Watson. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Tried getting it to Jerry Jeudy. And that brings up 4th and long.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
Carlson's kick is good. And that lowers the deficit to 15.
He's happy to bring him 3 points closer, but I'm sure he sees the situation of the game. He knows 3 isn't going to cut it to end these drives. They need to find the end zone.
Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. Gibson now to return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Now here comes the New York offense. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course, you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
First and 10 now from the 30. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Able to find Corley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
From the 47, that's complete to Wilson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, here comes Hall. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Hall gets it again on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. To throw, Rodgers. Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They go right back to Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Rodgers will look to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our third quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a two-score game to begin the fourth. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Now here's Rodgers. He completes it in traffic.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
They're lining up on the doorstep. Second and goal from inside the one. Hall's going to try to smash his way in. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Jets have likely locked up the win right there. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets grow the lead now to 22 points.
Browns 16.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Ford on the return. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Watson. Connection made to Judy. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Watson to throw it. Got a man, it's Njoku. And he's gonna bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't gonna net them much.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He has the first over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
Sticking to the air with Watson. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets' side.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 4. Makes the connection. Here's Jerome Ford. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
3rd and short, it's Watson. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Play action with Rodgers. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26, and it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Getting out to his left. Now here he goes. And he scores! It's a New York touchdown! The Jets keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Aaron Rodgers with the touchdown! Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one right down the middle. And the Jets grow their lead yet again. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Ford on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now outruns their offense to take over. They're coming off a 4th down try that didn't work in their favor. Let's see how that might affect the approach they take this time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Watson. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's going to be marked down 5 yards short of that first.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 46. That one complete to Njoku. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10, here's Watson. On the slant, complete to Judy. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's Ford. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. A give to Chubb, running left. And he gets this forward to the 19. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of him.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Working from the gun, Watson. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be 3rd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Ford straight ahead. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
A lot of room they need here. It's 4th and a long 8. They're going for it. Here's Watson. That's cut beyond the marker. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns trail by 22 now. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And the Jets are able to recover the kick. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. The Jets headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Jets, well, they can probably just run away and hide. They give on 2nd to Hall. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back runs, yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Here's Hall once more. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Call it 1 yard on the run. That's going to set up 4th and 7. Greg Zuerlein going to try to knock this through for the Jets. He was good on his first kick. Going to need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And their lead grows further to 25 points.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Ford on the return. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The offense headed back to the field. And they can really do what they want with these last couple of snaps afforded to them because the outcome already decided. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Watson looking to throw. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. All right, set now, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Watson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing is Watson. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. Tried getting it to Jerry Jeudy. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Need this to force overtime. And that pass falls incomplete. Well, they kept trying, they kept taking shots to the very end, but now we have reached that end. This one's over. So it's a road win for the Jets. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Jets, as with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.